I made 2 different ones and did the ribbon a little bit different on each one. So we are going to be using a set today that is called hand-pinned petals. See if here are the 2 cards I made with the hand-pinned petals. This is usually not my style of an ink set with the petals that look like they've been, if you use the flowers, they look more like a watercolor. I'm more of a precise, colored in person. But I got this because it was offered during our, the time that the demonstrators could order before the catalog went live. And I decided to try it, and I absolutely love it. The black image that stamps is really, really pretty, and this is what it's going to look like. And what I have done is I have stamped this one with the large, the medium, and the small flowers. I've stamped it and cut it out twice for each card. And I'm going to show you how that's done and what it looks like. And then it comes, if you get the bundle, you get the pinned flowers dies that go with it. And I'm going to set these aside for a second. For this card, you'll need, this is our soft succulent, one of our new in colors. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to use my bone folder, so I've got a nice fold there. This is going to be, now this card is going to open this way. And we'll have, this will be our background, and the larger piece, which is just a 1/4 sheet of white cardstock, is, we're going to stamp twice on there. This one is 3 3/4 by 5. So I left a little bit more than the 1/4 inch edge I usually leave on there. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute so that we can do our stamping. I'm going to use our Tuxedo Memento black ink. Remember that it has to be stored upside down to keep the pad juicy. And because this is a fairly large stamp, I'm turning it upside down to ink it. Okay, and I'm going to put one kind of over this way. And I'm also using my piercing mat so that I can get a little bit stronger ink pattern there. I'm going to ink this up again and put this one over on this side. Okay, both of those came out really nice. So I'm going to close up my black. And the colors that I have chosen to go with this are another one of our in colors, the Pale Papaya. And I'll start with it. We're going to do these little bitty flowers with that, and they're in 2 places. And it, let me take this off for a second so that you can see. It has the 2 flowers in one stamp, so that makes it easy to line up. Now remember, I mentioned that this is to look like watercolor. See how it's not going to be perfect, so don't let that upset you. Some of the white is going to show, and that's perfectly all right. Okay. Now I'm going to close that one. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not yet, because let me show you what we're going to do on the inside. I forgot about doing this. I'm going to put that aside for a second. On the inside of the card, I stamped and colored in just like we're doing on the main focus of the card. And I also did it where it's just watercolor looking. And I think we'll do the watercolor look this time. So I'm gonna use a couple of the little flowers here, and I'm not sure how they're gonna show up. Got my scratch piece of paper over here, and I'm just gonna do a couple of those around. Now remember, this is on the soft succulent paper. And then we're gonna go back and stamp the large flower. You can see the sort of shape, so I'm matching it up as best as I can. And that looks pretty good. And over here, the same way. Let's see, there's kind of a little point here, and there's a little point right here. So that's what I'm kind of going by. Okay. And while I have this open, I'm just gonna do a big flower right there. And next, we're going to use, this was Gorgeous Grape, and the next lighter shade of purple is Highland Heather. Both of these colors are just beautiful. And I'm gonna be using the next size flower, which was kind of in between. And I'm going to put it, let's see, I guess we'll turn it around like I had it in the beginning, right there. Just keep turning until you figure out where you want it to be. Okay. And of course we need a couple over here. Now we do the leaves, and they're large and small leaves. So let's see, we're gonna line that point up with this one. And with this one. These two. There's a little one here. Here. See, occasionally they line up perfectly. That was an accident. Okay. And you want to re-ink your stamp each time to get the full force of it. Otherwise, you can stamp off and have a lighter image if you choose to do that. Okay, the next leaf that I'm going to do is the larger one. And let's see. I'm going to take my hello off. And I think I'm going to do it this way. Now, okay, got all the leaves, and there is a little tiny, let me see. Nope, wrong set. I was thinking about another set that had a little tiny thing, but we're gonna do something with that in the middle. Okay, so my stamping is complete, and it's time to roll in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, I'm going to put this over where the light is better. Guess I need all the plates for this. And I'm going to put this down. I am starting with the bigger leaves. And I am going to make sure that it's where I want it to cut. I'm going to put some little tape, removable tape down so that we can make sure that it does not move as it goes through. So let's see how this one comes out. Okay. So here we have the first one. And then we're going to do the second one. Okay. Now, there we go. Now I can put this back and we'll see how they came out. Okay. Now you need to decide how you want to arrange them on the card. So I could have gotten a little bit closer there, so I'm going to put it up here and this here. Okay, so that's the way I have mine placed. And what I want to do is pop this one up so that it gives you that little 3D look. I don't know how my dimensionals get moved when I've put them in a specific place. I'll go to look and they're not there. And I'm going to glue this one down first. And I'm just going to use our Stamp and Seal adhesive. Okay. Looks like I'm having one of those days. Okay. So I'm going to put this down here, and if it hangs over a little bit, it's fine, because remember, it's going to be, I've left a ½ inch on each side. I mean, is that right? Well, whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. A ½ inch all the way around instead of an 1/8. And then the other one is going to be popped up. Trash out of the way. So I've already put my dimensionals on. I'm putting about 4 on this one. And I'm going to let it overlap a little bit. Let's see. I guess like so. Okay. Now, you need to remember to put your ribbon on. And I did the ribbon 2 different ways. And I think that the flat ribbon without having a knot or a bow adds a little bit. It doesn't make you focus strictly on the ribbon. So I cut it. This is a little bit longer, but you need it to be, this is 5 inches. Allow an inch on each side so that when you wrap it around, it'll stay. I'm going to put a little bit of my Stamp and Seal. Let's see. There we go. There and there. And I did it sideways so that if you need to move it, it's easier to pull up and adjust. But that looks like it did just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more back here just in case. You really don't need it. And that one came up. So come on. Don't do that. We're on TV. You're supposed to be behaving. Okay. There we go. Now, comes the time that you're going to put it on here. And I think, again, I'm going to go ahead and pop it up. I love dimensionals, and I love the way it makes them look. Put that in the middle. I'm going to use 5. If you're using a large piece, it's always a good idea to put one towards the middle. Okay. Now, oops, and I forgot to put my cinnamon on, which you should do before you put your dimensionals. So let's see if we can make it come out right. And I'm using a happy birthday stamp that is from our new pansy patch. The hand pen petals have thanks, anything is possible, feel better, friend, and congratulations. So I went to one that had a birthday greeting. And I'm going to do it in the darkest purple, which was the Gorgeous Grape. And here's my host code that I remembered to put out today. If you can see that and would like to place an order, you can go to my website at www.stampingatthebirdnest.com. If you have any questions, you can email me at tubobet@gmail.com. Okay, that came out good. But remember to do it before you put your dimensionals. Now, we also need some of these cute little, and you can tell that I like them. I've used up most of them. Genial, Genial gems. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway, they were in green, and I think this is papaya and the soft succulent. And I'm going to take my little take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a couple on the inside of the flower. And then some of the others I'm just going to scatter around. Okay. Now, you know me and the glitz. I didn't think this was quite glittery enough. So, bring out your Wink of Stella. This is the clear. And I'm going to go over the flowers. Give them just a little bit more zing. And even this that's up under, you can put some right underneath that ribbon so that shows that off. Okay, now we did this, we did the inside. If you would prefer the look where on this one I had stamped the outline and then stamped the flower image just like we did on the card. That one I made as a get well card. It says hello from the tulip set, Timeless Tulips, hello. And then Hope You Feel Better is actually from the set we used today, the hand pen petals. Now we need to do our envelope there, and I think that I'm going to go ahead and do the stamped image, but I'm only going to do it in the corner. So let's see. I think I'll do this part with the large leaves there. And we'll color in again with our different colored inks. And that can go right there. The large one with the Gorgeous Grape. and then the leaves. And that soft succulent, I think, is fast becoming one of my favorite colors. Put a little ink there and there, up here, here, and now you have a decorated envelope. So once again, the stamp set I used was hand-pinned petals and the pinned flower dies. And with our two purples, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, here's the Highland Heather, the Gorgeous Grape, Pale Papaya, and the Soft Succulent. So that is today's card. Once again, I'm going to apologize. I don't know what was going on, if it's my connection today or if it happened to be Facebook, but I had trouble like I had when I first started doing these lives, and I thought I had worked all that out. So if you missed I deleted the very first part because I had to start all over. But I wanted to show you, last week I wasn't with you because my stamp and storage items came in and I was rearranging and it was a wreck in here. But I got the stamp and storage containers for the ink pads, the lockdown punches, the ribbons, and then where my big head is, I've got the whale tail punches. These are designed to fit into the IKEA Kallax system, and they'll just slide right in. So I'm going to be making a trip to Houston soon to finish up phase 2, I hope. And I don't know, there may be several more phases, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. Take care. Say a prayer for South Louisiana. We're flooding again, and we've got more rain coming. Thankfully, I am high and dry, and I love y'all. Please come back next week, 12 noon Central Standard Time. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can go to my website at stampin'atthebirdnest.com. Thanks again. Love you. Bye.